Hello there, Ringside Crew.
Hey dudes at Ringside Crew, this is Davian.
Hey, it's Jenny Santana.
This is Alfie.
This is the Savage Juggernaut, Tamaku.
Ringside Ring!
This is Thomas D. Bruff.
This is Billy Starks.
Mr. Chad Epic.
Megan Mason.
Hey everybody, Scotland's own Brody Adler.
The headliner in charge, Marco Mania.
This is your girl Charisma.
Papa Dink, Brendan Dinker.
This is According to Woods.
Savannah Summers.
I'm Shorty.
Tasman inside.
You are watching
The internationally known
Dudes at Ringside podcast, hosted by Metal Geek and Joe the Panther Jr.
Hello there, wrestling fans. Welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm your host, Joe the Panther the Third. Hey, Vinny. And from the top of Metal Man, in the middle of the mosh pit, it's the Happy Heel himself, the Metal Geek.
What's going on, Ringside Crew? What's going on, International? What's going on, Joe? How's it going today? How's it going?
I'm good. Another fun episode of Lucha Month, and we have a really awesome guest today, Geeky. So you want to introduce her?
Yeah, so let's give a warm Dudes at Ringside welcome to our guest today, Emmy Camacho.
Hey, y'all.
Oh, Emmy, welcome.
Too bad we don't, you know what, I realized, too bad we don't have music to introduce the guests. You know what I mean? Like that.
There is music on...
When you're watching the Tonight Show, it's like you always hear...
Right, yeah.
Right?
It just makes it a little bit better, I feel like.
But they do. There is music on
StreamYard.
On StreamYard, but like it's so weird because the music sometimes doesn't fit. Like, yeah, that that's the kind of music. Kind of like she's gonna fall asleep as she's getting introduced.
Right, we don't want that.
Screen falls. The screen turns on and she's like,
"Oh, that was." Oh. I like it.
Sounds like one of those old Nintendo games. So, Emmy, if our fans are not familiar with you, and why would they not be? Introduce yourself.
For sure. So, hello. My name is Emmy Camacho. I'm 18 years old. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas, and I'm an independent professional wrestler. And I've wanted to do it since I was 6 years old, too.
Wow. Awesome.
That's me.
So how'd you get started in the business?
So I tried to get in at like 14 years old. I was the training center that I actually ended up training at. I was messaging them at like 14, like, hey, can I start training now? And they were like, no, not yet. You're not old enough. So I came back at 15 and I was like, okay, what about now? They were like, no. So it was like, I snuck my way in there at 16. I was supposed to be 17, but can keep it a secret. So I kind of got my start there. You know, I'd watched it since I was a kid. So training, at the DFW All Pro Wrestling Academy is kind of where I got my start and my foot in the business. So that's kind of what happened there.
Yeah, England's weird though. They start you off at like 10 years old or something.
Really?
Yes. Like they.
You should have moved there. You should have been.
Right. I would have moved to England just to start training at 10.
Yeah, there's so many people like we've heard. We as you know, we're internationally known, so we talk to people from England. And the stuff they tell us, oh, I was like 10 years old when I started wrestling. And I'm like, at 10 years old, all I was thinking about is, what's if my mom making chicken tenders for dinner? Not, I want to go break my bones in a ring before everything I watch for a living. Please.
I would have done it. For sure, would have done it at 10.
I don't know. Like, as a kid, you're thinking about, wow, that match by Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior was really fun at WrestleMania. I wasn't thinking, that match was great. I want to go in the ring and destroy myself like that.
Really? I would. That was the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah, by the time they reach 18, they're a pro already. It's like, okay, I'm
a
legend. There you go.
Crazy. So, Emmy, who trained you?
So I had multiple trainers, but the main one, his name is Lou Gotti. He's a phenomenal trainer. He really takes the time to invest in his students, which is so cool. It's like a family there. So it's not just like, oh, come in and I teach you this, this, and this, you know, he's really invested and, he's just a fantastic trainer.
Awesome.
So, for example, who's your dream opponent that you would love to wrestle?
Just like as far as in the independent circuit, or just any?
In general.
Either
Forbidden Door.
Forbidden Door, Forbidden Indie Door, or the mainstay. You know what I mean? Like the dream, whatever. I can't think of the word.
I feel
Local.
like
Somewhere right.
I know Roxanne Perez has been one that even from the kind of the start of my training has been like, I want to get in the ring with her. And she's in WWE now, which is amazing. And still to this day, she's still someone I want to wrestle. And I plan to make it happen one day.
Awesome. Okay, you had
So
one.
so where's your dream places to travel to that you have not to travel?
Oh wow. I feel like there's not really a specific place for me. I feel like I've already been to so many places that I didn't expect to get to so early, like Chicago, for example. I got to wrestle over there a little while back, which was super crazy to me. I was like, this is amazing. But I just want to get as far out as possible, like as far away from Fort Worth, Texas as I possibly can, get known, not just here, but everywhere. So anywhere that is, just far away, all over.
All
is the goal.
over.
That's good to hear, because a lot of wrestlers, they're from their certain area, like if they're from PA or like upstate New York, they really never get a chance to like take that adventure to like Texas or like Florida. They're stuck in that bubble, and they try to adventure out and they try to promote themselves to promotions, but sometimes they're like, oh, you're from upstate New York, are you willing to drive? Some of them are like, that's why some of them don't get booked. It's sad to say that, but
yeah, it's definitely tough just because it's really difficult just traveling all that way. It's hard, but I think it's worth the sacrifices sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, as Facebook users here, it gives us a shout out. Look, what's going on, dude? Right?
It's our friend from Geek and Nerds of Wrestling is another podcast that we talk to all the time. He's a good guy named Justin.
Yeah.
Good guy. So, you said you're from Texas. Have you ever wrestled in the New York area before?
I have not. I hope to, though. That would be really, really fun. So hopefully that can happen soon. Or if not soon, sometime.
Yeah.
So you wrestled the Woad. What was that like?
Oh, that was tough. It really was. I can't lie. I felt like maybe I was a little overconfident because just my whole training process is with guys who are, huge and strong and big like that. So I was like, this is something I'm kind of used to at this point, going in and wrestling bigger opponents. But it's the Woad.
Yeah.
She's incredibly strong. She has a lot of experience behind her, but I think it was a really great learning experience just to get in the ring with someone that is like the Woad. So I think coming out of that match with a little bit more knowledge and just stronger in general, in my opinion.
And she was in her intro too.
Yeah, she was. I know.
When Geek put that together, I remember the Woad message on Instagram. She sent a comment. She's like, "Oh my God, look at me!"
First one.
Yeah,
the first
I think probably caught her off guard because she probably didn't expect to be the first person or be like in the intro. It's probably like, yeah, they're just gonna take my video and put it up once and get rid of it. And then Geek's like, skirt, we got this.
No.
Yeah, and like, so, Emmy, what does it feel like to train under like someone like Thunder Rosa? Am I right?
A Mission Pro.
Yeah, Mission Pro. What does it feel like to like work, like train under her and stuff like that? Like, shall she give you any advice? Yeah.
Which I actually haven't got the opportunity to go and train up there yet, but even just getting booked on Mission Pro was kind of a really big surprise because that's not stuff that happens super fast or easily. You kind of you work your way up to fighting at a promotion like that. So it was pretty shocking just to be booked. I'm super grateful for that opportunity, but I haven't got to train over there yet. But just being at that promotion, we had a meeting beforehand and she just shared so much knowledge. And I think even that you just learn so much just from being at those promotions like that, especially under a person like Thunder Rosa. So it was a really good experience to be able to learn from her there.
Yeah, they have a lot of top people in Mission Pro.
Yeah, they do.
Like Holly Dead and which They have who else? They have Joe, right?
Oh my gosh, I would
Ton.
need to get like one of those like good old fashioned chalkboards you see on like the news
Is
things.
it is it Boogie Reality? Is that the name of their tag team?
Boogie
Or,
Reality, yeah, they're awesome.
right.
Am I right, Geek? I would need to get one of those whiteboards, and then you could put like the old school like and they have the words all scrolling behind next to me.
Yeah,
Because there's
they
so
have
many wrestlers in that promotion.
There
It's
is.
like such a
Kylan
stacked
King,
roster.
right?
Yeah,
That's another one, right?
yeah.
There's a lot.
So many. Michelle Green, she just arrived on the
Yeah.
scene there.
Yes.
Yes. Who else? There's a lot of people. There's some people that need to get put there. That like a Dina Steele. She's a good one from the New York, Pennsylvania area. They should keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Christina Marie is another one that they should keep an eye on.
Becca?
There's a lot of people that.
What? You always said Joe?
Oh yeah, it's just a really good place. It looks like a really good place to wrestle, and it looks like a really good place to go to see a show. Like that's one of the places me and Geek have said. If we ever go to Texas, we definitely want to go see one of those shows because they look.
It's a priority for us if we go to Texas.
Yeah.
We'll let you know forever in Texas, and we go to one of the shows. We'll let you know.
Actually.
Maybe for the Royal Rumble. You never know.
You never know.
Rumble's coming to San Antonio, so
I know.
Sorry. Is it like a staple now in Texas to have like the Royal Rumble in that area? Like,
who knows? I'm glad.
No, because it's like every single big pay-per-view. Is it WrestleMania, Royal Rumble? Was it? I think they had SummerSlam a couple years ago, Survivor Series. It's like, geez, man, Texas is getting all the pay-per-views, man.
Right? Good for me.
Yeah, it's good because you just need to like call an Uber and it wouldn't be that far. You'd just be like, oh, it's 2 minutes from my house. Cancel Uber. I'll walk. Like, yeah, easy.
So, what's your favorite food?
Oh, I'm a big fan of any kind of pasta. Really, I really like that. I feel like my family, because we're all Hispanic, so they like to eat Mexican food a lot, and I love it. But I get tired of it. I eat it too much, you know. So it's at this point it's like something different. So pasta is usually what I try to shoot for anytime.
Definitely.
Tonight you would have liked the dinner we had. We had like pasta with sauce with vegetables in it. So it was like meatless Monday in my house. So we had like pasta with veggies with pasta sauce with vegetables in it. It was really good.
I'm jealous. Sounds good.
I can get the menu, get the recipe. I'll definitely send it your way so you can check it out. It's pretty good.
Joe, I'm coming over later.
You gonna come over on stool pigeon? You gonna fly in? You gonna fly in back of the pterodactyl? You're like, I'm here. I arrived in Pennsylvania.
It might be 3 a.m, but I'll be.
Yeah, I'll be sleeping. I'll hear.
Knock knock. Right.
I'll be sleeping and I hear knocking on my window in the middle of the night, and then I open the window and I'm like, "What do you want, Joe? Why do you have a baseball bat?" Look at your cell phone, Geek. Let's see what time is it. Oh my God, it's 3:00 in the morning. Sorry, man. Yeah, that'd be a funny cartoon.
That'd be funny, you know. So.
Yes, Justin. Emmy is very nice. You should definitely try to have her on your podcast.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's another one of the good ones that
we like Justin.
Part of our fam. Podcast.
He's definitely part of our fam. Definitely.
I just said that, Geek. I said no. I didn't. I didn't kick him out of the family. He's part of the family. The podcast.
The podcast family.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I'm trying to think. I already asked you about traveling east. So who have you been like watching on the independent scene on Instagram or YouTube that you're like, I want to wrestle them?
I feel like Lady Bird Monroe is one for me, just because I've met her in person and she's just super cool. So I haven't had a singles match with her yet. So she's definitely one who I'm kind of like, I have my eye on you. I kind of want to see in the ring because she's fantastic. She's really good, you know. So Lady Bird is probably one, but there's tons of people. You know, I still haven't had a singles with Danny B yet. I had to end up canceling the show where I was going to face her one-on-one because I was hurt. But so Danny B is also another one. There's too many, honestly. I could name probably the whole. Oh, Jasmine Allure. I almost forgot. Jasmine Allure is one. I was just saying that at Mission Pro. I was like, I don't remember who I was telling, but I told somebody, I was like, man, I can't wait to have a singles with Jasmine. So, and Holly Dead, if I want to kind of throw it out.
Holly Dead.
What kind of match would you do with Holly Dead? Would you do a regular match or would you like a stipulation match?
You see, Holly Dead is the DFW All Pro Women's Champion at the moment, and that's my home, that's my school where I was trained. So definitely a title shot, maybe in the future. Who knows? That would be cool.
What would you do, like a casket match, or what kind of match would you do with Holly Dead?
Oh wow, a casket match. I'm kind of claustrophobic for that. We'd see. Not that I'm against it, but you never know. You know, never say never. But off the bat, maybe not.
Maybe like a steel cage match. Keep it easy for right now, Emmy. Right? Steel cage match.
We can work up to the caskets.
Yeah.
Justin wants to know: have you ever wrestled Maddie Rinkowski?
Rinkowski, see, there's a lot. You know, in October 1st, I will be wrestling Killa Kate for a chance at the title and at PPW, and Maddie Rinkowski is the champion at that promotion, and she'll be on commentary for our match. So who knows? Maybe I could be wrestling her in the near future.
Did you say PPW?
Yeah.
Wait, in Pennsylvania?
I don't.
There's another one.
Know.
Oh, there's another PPW. Yeah. Wow. I gotta tell Phil. I gotta tell the owner of PPW. You know, there's a group with another name.
Man, Justin's hating in the chat right now. You might have lost your chance. It's like, I love Killa. Sorry, Emma. Gotta go for killing that one.
Come on. What?
Sorry, you lost your chance now, man. Sorry, man.
No way now.
So what do you prefer, being more a face or a heel?
I don't really have a preference, but I mean, it's always fun to be a little brat sometimes, you know. So I think maybe a heel. I think so. I started off as a heel, you know, right when I debuted and stuff. That's what I was. So that's kind of what I'm used to. Face is something to get a little bit more comfortable with, in my opinion. But heel is always a lot of fun to work. So I think maybe heel.
Definitely.
Yeah, because I saw that promo for you did on your Instagram page, and then I was like, oh my God, is she gonna make the heel promo for us? Yeah, so and then I'm like, oh, you did it great. You did a great promo. And then I was like, oh, she did a great promo. I thought she was gonna be a heel.
You should have been specific. I could have totally done that for you.
Well, I was like, I was fine with that. I just like,
okay, redo the promo after the show was over.
Actually, we have one that's like the main, like it's not like for the episode. It's just like a generic promo saying you're watching and listening to dudes at ringside, like you hear, like something you hear on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's funny. If you do it, you'll be the first one to make it in a long time, because I always forget to send, because I have them both on my phone and they're on top of each other in the notes, and it says the same thing in the box. So pretty much it says, it says pretty much, you should say this, and they both says the same thing. So I'm like, I'll send this one. I'll send her this one.
So what's your pre-match ritual that you like to do before a match?
Freak out, I guess, is usually what I do.
Oh, jeez.
pretty nervous before every show. But of course, stretching is important. You don't want to go out there all cold and, you know, end up pulling something or that kind of thing. So stretching, just kind of getting myself warmed up, you know, mentally prepare, that kind of thing, you know.
It's always important. So where else in the world would you like to travel to wrestle?
Well, like y'all said, Pennsylvania would be really cool, I think. Pennsylvania, maybe I know a lot of people wrestle in Japan, and that would be a lot of fun. There, Mexico, you know, there's lots of places, though. I would say those are probably really big ones that, you know, once you go over there, it's like, wow, So I think Japan or that kind of thing.
Yeah, you missed New York. You didn't say New York.
New York. See, I'm always okay. That's just one thing you gotta learn about me. I'm gonna forget. But New York, yeah, that's crazy.
I'll have to send you the all the different groups, the promotions in New York on Instagram, so you can follow them all, so that you'll be like, hey, like I'm here.
For sure, please do that.
There's a lot of them here, and there's a lot of good in New York. There's a lot of good ones in Jersey, Pennsylvania, and the Connecticut. I don't really know the ones in Connecticut, but I know the ones in Boston. Those are good ones too. A lot of names over there that like you probably never heard of, like Little Mean Kathleen, Becca, Davion. Davion actually was on Davion and Becca and Little Mean Kathleen. All three of them were on Dark when they went to Boston.
Yeah.
Yeah, put them over if you can.
Yeah, I'll send them. I'll even send the girls over so you could get their Instagrams.
Yeah.
I already went, Joe, so you could say good question.
I did that one. Have you been watching any movies or new Netflix series lately?
Yeah, I just actually finished watching a movie on Netflix, A Clockwork Orange. I think it might just become my favorite movie at this point. I liked it.
Awesome.
But no new series. I can never start watching series because then I get too invested and then I get busy and then I can never finish it. So I try to stay away from series as much as I can.
Yeah.
Like what you call it? Ever so spiffy from our chat says, "Do you have any pets?" So.
Oh, I have like 50,000 dogs. I was kind of worried that they'd be like barking the whole time I was doing this, but they've been fairly quiet, which is weird. But yeah, I have a pointer and a border collie mix. Her name's Rhea. She's my best friend in the whole world.
Aww.
Yeah, I love dogs. They're my favorite. I'm allergic to cats, so if you're cat lovers, I'm sorry. I'm not a fan, but dogs, I love them. Any other animals that I'm not allergic to, I probably love.
Yeah.
And we watch a show called Fakes. It's on Netflix. I promise you'll love it.
Oh, what is it about? I want to get a summary now.
Oh, jeez. There's a few shows I watched during the pandemic and everything.
You have to watch
one show's called Atypical. It's about a kid with Down.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that. I haven't seen it, but I have to check.
It's a good series. It's only 4 seasons. It's about a kid with autism. And you live through the show is through his eyes. It's everything he experiences. The first episode got me. I started crying because I know a lot of people with autism. And like to hear him, he's heard a sound and he's just like, eh, and I'm just like, oh, that's what all the people I know go through. I started crying because I was like, oh my God, I see them do that all the time.
See, now I probably won't be able to watch it because I don't want to cry. I hate watching stuff that makes me cry.
I personally didn't cry. I just was just like, oh my God, now that's what they go through when there's a sound or something like that.
Justin loves that show, Joe.
It makes you think, and it makes you like be more mindful of what's going on around you with people with disabilities.
Right.
Yes. It's a good series.
Yeah, I'll have to.
So who's your favorite opponent to work with?
I've worked with Alejandra Lyon a lot. I think that's probably one that I'm always learning from, just because she is one of my trainers / coaches, that kind of thing. So anytime I get in the ring with her, it's always a learning experience. I feel like I learn something new all the time. So I think she's definitely one. Just because I work with her so consistently, I feel like other people, I work here and there with, so I don't really know that well. So probably Alejandra Lyon.
She's one of the ones I've seen on Instagram a lot, and a lot of people have been wrestling with her. She's been wrestling all over the place.
Yes, she's great.
Yeah. Definitely. So do you have any social medias or?
Well, I know I don't have Twitter, so just so people get that out of the way, because people are always asking me about that. Do you have Twitter? I'm like, no. I never had social media before wrestling, so it's something to kind of get used to. Like Facebook and Instagram, I had people try to help me, like, oh, this is how you do this and this is how you do that. So, but who knows? I'll probably make Twitter in the future. I don't know. Thinking about it.
Man, Justin, all the hate in the chat today.
Justin, no booing the wrestlers. No, don't do that.
No, that's
not nice, man. about to go heal. That's right.
She's gonna go heal on me. She's heal on us. She's gonna go. I'm out of here. Click.
Who's this Justin guy, man?
Right?
This, like this Facebook user. It's like it does. Emmy, doesn't it feel like Facebook's yelling at you right now?
It does. Like, I'm sorry. I'm about to
Sorry, I
delete-
don't use you so much. You're obsolete. Instagram's cooler. Instagram's the cooler uncle.
Not Justin. You're cool. You're cool. You're still cool with us. We're just playing
Justin
around, man.
Geek's crying in the corner. You're so cool. And I'm like, don't diss on our guest. Emmy just came in to chill.
Right?
And you're booing her. Come on, all right?
So Emmy, if you ever come to New York and you said you like Hispanic food, there's a really good taco place in a taco truck in Brooklyn near my sister's place.
You should tell. You should tell about Lucharitos.
Ooh, another place. There's a taco place on Long Island. This makes you want to come to Long Island even more. It's a taco place called Lucharitos. And it's phenomenal. I almost dropped the thing. But it is so good that I was just like, it's gonna be fine. Geek was like overly getting excited about it. I'm like, okay, Geek. And I had a burrito with pulled pork with, I think it had rice with it. Oh, chips. It had chips with it. Oh.
You'd explain what the restaurant is, Joe.
It's a restaurant dedicated to luchadors.
Oh, very cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could think if she came in as a wrestler and had an 8x10, she's like, I'm a wrestler. Can you put this on the wall? I don't think they'll go, you're not a luchador. They'll be like, oh, you're a wrestler from Texas. Cool. We'll take your 8x10 and hang it. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
They're not going to do this. No soup for you. Like, no taco for you.
I hope.
I'm paying. Like, they're not gonna do to you like the soup Nazi. No taco for you. Ban you for 5 months. Like, what? But I've got money. No money for you.
Well, everyone's liking everyone's liking the chat right now. So I just want to say one thing before we wrap it up. If you're not following us, you're not following Emmy, please go ahead, do so.
Go follow Emmy on Facebook, on Instagram. Give this young lady a follow. She's doing things. She's doing big things in there, and she's young. She's young in wrestling, and you're the future of the indies game right now. Like,
oh, thank you. I hear that.
It's so. Like, we've spoken to a lot of young people from the indies.
Wants to know what didn't you say what the Instagram was, or?
Oh, it's Emmy.c. It has 4 Y's. Had to be extra with it.
4 Y's.
Yeah.
And he wants to know where you train. So where did you train?
I trained at the DFW All Pro Wrestling Academy. It's here in Fort Worth.
Well, Fort Worth, Texas. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. He goes, thank you.
No problem.
All right. So anyway, but do you have any upcoming shows or?
Yeah. So I'll be in Houston at the Texas Contender Series Thursday. So that's really exciting. I know October 1st I'll be in action again against Killer Kate, like I said. And yeah, training in between, doing whatever pops up. But for sure, Houston. That's what's next for me.
Awesome.
I'm the Metal Geek.
I'm Joe. You didn't say it first. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast, Emmy. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm Joe Panther III.
I'm the Metal Geek.
I'm Emmy Camacho.
And we will catch you in the next one.